What's going on, everyone? I'm here with the next team builder for the AABL Season 5, Week 5. This week we are going up against the New Jersey Devileplumes and Coach Endless Gadgets. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this team is terrifying. The New Jersey Devileplumes are currently 4-0, and I am 0-4, which we're working on. You know, we're trying, we're figuring stuff out. But yeah, I'm hopeful we can bring home a W, but his team is tough. It's going to be a very tight battle for me, so we'll have to see how it goes. Let's go over his team real quick. So he's got Landorus Therian, flying ground type, so it's got that electricity weakness covered, but it gains that water weakness as well. That is one of his Z users. You can run it Scarfed and set hazards. You can run it kind of bulky with Rocky Helmet. You can... There's a lot of things you can do with that. I've personally done like a choice specs Lando in the past, but I don't think you'll do that, but you know, you never know. It's a very versatile Pokemon. It's a very good tier 1 pick. Ferrothorn, very bulky steel grass type, sets hazards. It's just really hard to break through. It's a really good wall. Arcanine, which hits really hard on the physical side. Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, etc. It gets extreme speed, which is important to note. Its base speed is only 95, so that E-speed could come in handy, especially if he ends up setting up with it. Aerodactyl, base 130 speed. It is a rock flying type. It can hit really hard. Some people run it banded. I wouldn't be surprised if I did see banded arrow this time. I hope not to, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did. Alomomola, another just huge wall. It's pure water type. It gets Wish, Heal Bell, all that jazz. It's just one of those. Gets Scald, and he can burn pass on my team, so that's kind of scary. We'll have to watch out for that. Alolan Persian, pretty scared about Alolan Persian, and I'll explain a little more why once we get a little further down his list. But pure Dark type, I believe. Gets Knockoff, gets Parting Shot, which is going to be an issue. Parting Shot, if you don't know, is like U-Turn or Volt Switch, only what it actually does is it lowers the opponent's Pokemon attack by one stage, I think. I'm pretty sure it's attack. And then it switches out. So you can Parting Shot into a setup threat. I have to switch because I'm down already on my attack stat, and it's a problem. Piloswine, which I really don't expect him to bring. It's Ground Ice, tier 5. Eviolite can be pretty bulky, can set rocks, you know, the standard. Mega Altaria. So Altaria is a terrifying Mega because it is another super versatile Pokemon. And both its attack and its special attack are base 110, so you can run it either way. I expect a physically offensive Mega Altaria because I think he's going to bring Dragon Dance. I think he's going to bring Alolan Persian and Mega Altaria and do Parting Shot, Dragon Dance, which is terrifying. That's going to be really hard for me to deal with. Mega Altaria in general is already just really tough for me to deal with on his team, so I have to be very careful about how I play around that. If he doesn't bring Dragon Dance Altaria, he could also bring like Cotton Guard and just get really bulky. He could do a special set and run like Fire Blast in case I bring Celebi, so forth and so on. It's just going to be a very hard Pokemon for me to deal with. Mew, which is another one of his Z users. Mew can do anything. It's a mythical, base 100 across the board. Gets access to almost every move in the game. It's just ridiculous. Not much else to say about Mew. It's just that it can really do anything, and I have to watch out for it. Pure Psychic type, and it can run Z move, which is scary. Drapion, which is a Poison Dark, Poison Bug. Ugh, probably bad that I don't know that. I'll have to double check before the match starts, but it's a very physically offensive Pokemon, and I really don't expect him to bring it. I'm not too worried about it. If he does, I've got counters to it, though, so I'm not very worried about it, but he might bring it. Rotom, which is another Z user. That's his tier 5 Z user. I don't see Rotom coming. It's not going to be able to do much against my team. Conkeldurr, on the other hand, Conkeldurr is a very, very strong Pokemon, specifically in the fact that it gets the ability Guts. You can run it with holding Flame Orb, and then you can run Facade, Mach Punch, whatever you want Mach Punch to make up for its terrible speed, and then the fact that you have Guts and you're burned means that Mach Punch is hitting like any other move would. Ugh, scary. I don't like it. I don't like Conkeldurr. But that's enough about his team. Let's start breaking down my team, what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it. So for starters, we're starting off with Cabaleon. Cabaleon, it just feels like a generally solid pick. I don't think Cabaleon's going to put in a ton of work, but I think Cabaleon's a very safe option for me to bring. Why is he Serious Nature? I swear I changed that. Let's get that on there real quick. I'm not sure why he was Serious Nature there. We're gonna make him Jolly, just because speed tiers in this matchup are really weird. So I'm running Jolly just to be safe. Sword Stance, Iron Head, Close Combat Taunt with a Shuka Berry. So a few things to note about that. Shuka Berry is to take an Earthquake from a Mega Altaria at +2. +2 I can live an Earthquake with the Shuka Berry, and then I can hit it with an Iron Head, and if it's already been chipped down a little bit, the Iron Head will kill, which is great. Taunt is in case I am in with Cabaleon against Alomomola, against Mega Altaria, against any of his setup threats. I can taunt it off, which I think is going to be very useful. Yeah, other than that, it's Sword Stance is there just in case I get in against Alomomola and I have the chance to set up. I don't really want to do that just because, I can get burned by the Scald. But if I have a chance to set up against it, it could be useful. I think there are a few other Pokeballs I might have a chance to set up against, like Alolan Persian, granted Parting Shot, obviously, but... yeah, no, I'm just there to... Cabaleon's there to kind of be the wall breaker, just kind of make sure I don't get absolutely bodied by Altaria, too, which you'll see as a theme amongst my Pokemon. So, the next Pokemon we're bringing, I'm really excited about this one. We are bringing Glaceon this time. So I'm running Icium Z, or rather, yeah, Icium Z, Z Hail to get my speed up one stage. And then Blizzard, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power, Fire. This 88 speed EVs is enough for me at +2, or rather at double speed. Oh, I need to change that. I calced that wrong. Okay, I'll have to change that. But the idea is that at +1, which is what I'll be after Z-Hail, I need to make sure I outspeed Aerodactyl, which... Let me try and figure out that calc really quickly. Because I looked at it earlier, but I definitely did it wrong. So, 374, if I'm at +1 at max speed, I don't outspeed that. Okay, that's something I'm going to have to think about. I didn't do that right. It just means I have to get rid of Aerodactyl sooner, which I still have ways to do. So, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Either way, so I'll change the speed EVs there, because now I need to figure out what the next step down for speed creeping is at +1, but we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. The rest goes into special attack, and then the rest in defense. So he's got a very physically offensive team for the most part. The only real special threats he has are like Rotom, Mew, and maybe Mega Altaria. It's kind of 50-50 there. The rest of his Pokemon, for the most part, are going to end up running physical, or they're not really attackers in general. So I'm bringing a very physically defensive team to counter that, hopefully. So this Glaceon can take a hit from a lot of his Pokemon, set up Z-Hail, start hitting with Blizzard, start hitting with Shadow Ball. Hidden Power Fire obviously is there for Ferrothorn, Shadow Ball there for Mew, Blizzard there for pretty much everything else. Yeah, I'm really excited about the Glaceon set. I think it's going to go pretty well, but we'll just have to see what happens with it. But I'm excited to bring Glaceon. I really didn't think I would ever this season, but but here we are. Next up is Golbat. So Golbat, I had a really hard time deciding on its move slots. I'm running Eviolite, obviously, with a... Oh, I haven't put my EVs on this. I swear, at one point I was prepared. I swear I was prepared at one point. So obviously we're just going to do a Impish, because I need to be bulky. I'm not worried about damage at all. We'll put the remaining 4 points into attack just to bulk up that U-turn, I suppose. And I'll revisit that too. But... So yeah, Golbat is there really just to kind of pivot around, keep hazards off the field as much as possible, keep setup Pokemon from setting up as much as possible. Haze is obviously there. I can live... I forget what move it was, but I made sure I could live a decent amount of stuff from Mega Altaria and still get the Haze off. Yeah, Golbat's there also to bait a knockoff from Alolan Persian, switch into Cabaleon, get the +1 on Justified, and then after that, Cabaleon looks really good, but we'll have to see what happens there. Next up is Garchomp. So I'm bringing a very... I swear I put EVs on these things. I'm not sure what happened. I'll fix it after the video, but I know I put EVs on these. So Garchomp, I'm going to bring a very physically defensive set again. It's going to be a very bulky set. So Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, Sleep Talk, Rest, Sleep Talk, Earthquake, Dragon Claw. I just want Garchomp to be very obnoxious. I want him to be very hard to take down, because I really don't see him bringing Piloswine, and I don't really know what else he's going to do against Garchomp aside from that, so I'm going to bring Chomp and just be as obnoxious as possible with it. So going to do a lot of chip damage between Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, and then have a lot of longevity with Rest, Sleep, Talk, so that should be very good. The EVs I'm going to have on it are probably going to be max HP, max defense, maybe a little bit into speed. I might try and speed creep something just to be safe, but we'll see what happens there. I had EVs on it. I really don't know what happened, but I'll fix it here in a second. Mega Pidgeot is the next Pokemon. Mega Pidgeot hits everything on his team super hard. Mega Pidgeot in general hits everything super hard. But, see, I put a nature on this too. I wonder what's going on. I'll have to double check. I have enough speed. I have enough speed EVs. What was it? There we go. I have enough speed when I'm timid, which is what I was supposed to be, to outspeed what? Hold on. Something's not right. Alright, I'll have to look at calcs again. I think I ended up doing something wrong. So these EVs might change, but the team and what it's going to do is still all the same. Sorry, I'm not sure what happened for this team builder, but it's not going as well as I wanted it to. But yeah, Heat Wave, Hurricane, Roost, U-Turn, really standard Pidgeot set. It's just going to break through a lot of walls, I think. It's going to be really hard for him to have a defensive switch into that, because Alomomola is his main tank, and Alomomola has a very bad special defense, so Mega Pidgeot's still doing like 50% with Hurricane against Alomomola, and then obviously Heatwave for Ferrothorn, so he's going to have a hard time dealing with Mega Pidgeot. He has to outspeed it with something and hit it really hard, like with Aerodactyl. So again, I'll have to look at those EVs. I don't think Timid's actually the right nature. I need to double check what I'm speed creeping and make sure I'm correct. So. And then finally Sylveon. So Sylveon, standard set, we've all seen it before, just leftovers, Hyper Voice, Wish, Protect, Heal Bell. One thing to note is that this is my main special tank. So if he does bring Special Altaria, if he does bring Mew with like an offensive set, Sylveon's kind of my go-to there. So that's pretty much it for the team. Talk about the stuff I didn't bring. Zeraora, I really thought about bringing, but it's just too hard to work around Lando. I can't really do a ton to a lot of his other Pokemon, especially if they're Scarfed. Like, they just hit me first and I die because I'm so frail. He just had a lot of good checks to Zera, and I didn't think it was worth bringing instead of any of the other Pokemon I'm bringing. I'm not bringing Araquanid. I almost brought Araquanid as well just for webs, but I don't think sticky webs are going to end up being worth it. Lycanroc, I didn't feel like he did a ton. Like, he just didn't have a very good matchup. Celebi was on the team at first, but I ended up taking Celebi off. I don't think it has a ton of viability, specifically because of like Arcanine and then also Drapion. Just too many type matchups there that just weren't in Celebi's favor. Porygon 2... just wasn't really doing it for me this time. Like, it was generally tanky enough, and I could have brought it super physically defensive, but it just didn't really do enough back that I thought it was worth bringing. And then Chandelure, which I just didn't think had the potential to do any sweeping or anything like that. I just didn't think it was worth bringing, especially not with Arcanine on his team. So, yeah, that's the team I'm bringing. I don't know, man. I have not been doing well so far, and this match is probably the hardest one that I have to do in the league, so there's not a great chance at victory, but I'm still going to throw everything I got at it. I'm still going to try to win with everything, so hopefully we can at least put up a good showing. I've come to terms with the fact that I drafted really poorly. I thought I had a cool draft going, but I didn't really think about cohesiveness of the Pokemon together. It was more about just individual Pokemon, fulfilling cores, like trying to do way too much, so I drafted really poorly. And I might make a video once the league is over, just trying to steady what I did wrong, because I want to get better at this. I want to be in a bunch of leagues, and I want to start doing better. So this is my first real league. It was my first time drafting with everyone, so I know I'm not doing so great. I know I'm not doing so hot, but I'm still going to throw everything I got at the rest of this league. There's only a few weeks left, but I'm still going to go all out for it, because I'm trying to get better, and you're not going to get better if you're not trying. So that's what we got. Yeah, I'm actually about to battle right after this video, so wish me luck, I guess. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!